People genuinely love it when someone like Diddy gets caught, though. The glee that people have is weird.
Why?
Because he's too successful.
And then I went, thank God I wasn't hitting Julie.
But the things you discover about yourself while you're acting.
Well, it's about self-discovery.
Have you had difficulties with that?
But I have had moments where I was on stage receiving an award in front of my peers in Hollywood. There were people in the crowd that I have prayed with. And when I thank God, I saw some of those people.
There's a prevailing belief that Hollywood initially entices artists, but once their work is done and they learn the industry's inner workings, speaking out leads to their demise as their careers are terminated. Joe Rogan and Matthew McConaughey are shedding light on how Hollywood has betrayed some actors quite harshly. Well, the first one is Matthew himself, how he endured Joy Behar's rudeness.
An anti-vaxxer?
An anti-vaxxer?
I believe so, yeah. Just saying.
Way to bring it down, Joy.
I'm just kidding. Well, as you can see the moment when Joy Behar exchanged words with the Oscar-winning actor Matthew McConaughey, leaving him visibly puzzled. This sparked speculation among people that something unusual was happening between them.
It so happens I got a pedicure this week.
This incident harkened back to a situation in the 2000s when Matthew had massaged Joy's foot. This time, she unexpectedly placed her foot in front of him for a massage. Moreover, there was another tense moment that unfolded during this interaction.
Me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is be playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
to give you a direct statement right there.
This argument sparked numerous speculations, primarily centering around allegations of Joy's negative behavior and rudeness on the set. So let's delve into what transpired between the two of them. The situation unfolded when the Oscar-winning star apparently made an appearance on the long-running talk show to promote his new book, Just Because. During his visit, McConaughey decided to give Behar a foot massage. However, this peculiar moment occurred after the 80-year-old's co-hosts reminded viewers of the first time the actor massaged Behar's foot back on the March 10, 2006 episode of the series. Almost 2 decades ago, McConaughey had rubbed Behar's feet while they were resting on co-host Elizabeth Hasselbeck's lap.
Oh, baby.
Just start rubbing and all that. Put your feet and every sister-in-law, right?
Reportedly, McConaughey then took Behar's feet into his hands right at the Hot Topics table. Behar described the 2006 foot massage as a highlight of her life, while McConaughey massaged her toes.
2006, you gave our very own Joy Behar a foot massage.
A highlight in my life.
The Oscar winner immediately went to work, sharing a personal anecdote about his father's history with massaging his dates as he began rubbing her foot. People suggested that it may not have been a highlight for Matthew, as he appeared visibly uncomfortable throughout the entire foot massage.
Fathers used to do this.
It's very
disarming.
Oh, it's very disarming. All right, well, Joy's getting her feet rubbed.
Wait, the other one.
All right,
When Matthew watched the clip, he said, "Now you know where I got this from. This is my dad's trick." Behar mentioned that she had gotten a pedicure specifically for his appearance. The Hollywood star added, "Now, if you remember what that was inspired from, my dad would do this. I've got 2 older brothers. Every time we had a date come over, we noticed they'd come over earlier and earlier. We're going out at 8 and they'd show up at 7. Who's sitting on the couch getting a foot rub? Your date. My dad would always give me a foot rub." Behar was more than satisfied with his performance and jokingly suggested that reflexology could be his next career. But some people suggested something else. One of them wrote, "I can't believe the overt saint. I'd love to see a modern show not get criticism where a woman visits a table of men. An old man throws his foot on the table for the woman to rub. She does, trying to be cordial and play along. Then the same man insults her friend and attempts to get him with unexpected hostile commentary. They'd be canceled in 24 hours. Anyways, it was Whoopi Goldberg who tried to segue into the next topic by saying, "I'm just going to let all of that go by." However, it wasn't all happy memories and relaxing foot rubs during McConaughey's appearance. Later in the episode, Behar and McConaughey shared a tense moment after the co-host claimed that the actor was anti-gun.
You think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti?
The comment came during a question about whether or not he thought he could be elected to political office in Texas. McConaughey has spoken about responsible ownership before. He responded by telling Behar that she was engaging in a game he was not interested in playing. Matthew further said, "As far as office, I will always measure what category I can be most useful." He further asked Joy that she really thinks he could have been selected in Texas for anti. This appeared to hit a nerve for McConaughey, who pondered the question for a moment before pointing his finger at Behar. He mentioned that when it comes to politics, he avoids making direct statements and playing games he's not interested in playing.
Me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is me playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay.
Bihar, who appeared visibly flustered, advised McConaughey that he had the option to remain silent if he chose not to speak on the matter. The show then went to a commercial break, and upon its return, the co-host briefly revisited the topic of McConaughey's stance on
Direct statement right there.
But what is going to happen?
Well, this seems to be a really awkward moment that Matthew faced. However, there are many celebrities who have faced such incidents who are made to feel like they are trash.
Then, like, you know, when I worked on Little Buddha and got introduced to Buddhism, I'm not a Buddhist, but, you know, to start to think about in those ways and to think about impermanence, and, you know, immortality.
Keanu Reeves stands apart from other celebrities due to his distinct approach to fame. While many public figures' controversies grab headlines, Keanu's enduring charm stems from his down-to-earth and humble demeanor. His authenticity has garnered him a devoted fan base, yet he may have fallen short in winning favor among Hollywood elites. Reeves asserts he's witnessed genuinely dark deeds among these elites, prompting him to challenge their influence. Hollywood has often been portrayed as a realm where humility and down-to-earth qualities are overlooked. The influential figures who hold sway tend to dismiss individuals' talents and instead aim to exert control or demand obedience. Keanu Reeves, too, has faced challenges within this system. Nevertheless, he has recently shed light on his experiences, revealing the pressures and attempts by powerful forces to influence his path in the industry. During one interview, he said, "No, it sucks, but it's just the way it is. You can have positive and negative experiences, but what I like about studios are the resources and the worlds that they can create. Obviously, a lot of good filmmakers work on studio movies." In a widely viewed 2011 video, which has amassed an astounding 16 million views, an unfortunate incident occurred. A woman unintentionally backed her Mercedes SUV into Keanu Reeves' beloved 1973 Norton Commando 750 motorcycle, while the actor happened to be inside a medical facility. The Beverly Hills police promptly arrived to document the incident, and Keanu engaged in a discussion with both the law enforcement officers and the woman involved. However, it's worth noting that some individuals have speculated whether this accident had more to it than meets the eye, suggesting the involvement of Hollywood elites. In a 2015 video, Keanu Reeves can be seen walking briskly through an airport, pausing to take photos with fans. Notably, he is traveling on a commercial flight and appears to have no bodyguards, even though his net worth at the time was estimated at $350 million. Once Joe Rogan talked about Keanu and he said, "Funny thing, I'm giving total credit to Keanu, 100%. He started doing that and I'm like, what are you doing? He was like, I'm checking that, I give the credit to Keanu. I mean, that's awesome. It may seem unusual that people applaud Keanu Reeves for displaying basic human decency, highlighting how Hollywood has significantly diminished our expectations of celebrities. Despite Keanu's remarkable achievements in Hollywood, there is a side of him that strongly rejects the allure and extravagance associated with Tinseltown. The reasons behind his sentiments are anything but lighthearted.
When you see him, he's dressed like me.
Yeah.
He's got like a regular watch on and sneakers. He's normal. It's real weird. And people freak out. They're like, is that? No, can't be.
According to Keanu, the prevailing culture in Hollywood appears to prioritize power over ethics, prompting him to engage in a personal crusade against the darker facets of the entertainment world. The recent apprehension of Harvey Weinstein brought the shadowy underbelly of Hollywood's elite to the forefront, exposing the disconcerting truth of the industry. With numerous actors, directors, and producers facing allegations of misconduct, the industry's unpleasant realities were undeniably laid bare.
More like on the ground playing in the mud, and he's like flying and jumping and outside of buildings and helicopters.
Recently, a website spun a wholly fabricated narrative involving actor Keanu Reeves, falsely asserting that he made a statement in Milan suggesting that Hollywood elites employ the blood of babies to get high. This concocted story gained significant traction on Facebook, amassing over 26,000 engagements. It was shared not only on the verified Your Newswire platform, but also on associated pages of The People's Voice. He said during an interview, "Yeah, digitally. I don't mind if someone takes a blink out during an edit, but early on, in the early 2000s, or it might have been the 90s, I had a performance changed. They added a tear to my face, and I was just like, huh? It was like, I don't even have to be here." Moreover, about 3 years later, Keanu Reeves reportedly agreed to a significant 90% reduction in his salary to co-star alongside Gene Hackman in The Replacements. However, public opinion about Keanu's talent was divided, with some considering considering him as mediocre. Nevertheless, his performance in Bram Stoker's Dracula, an acclaimed gothic horror film where he portrayed Jonathan Harker, proved to be both artistically and financially triumphant. Yet he is not the only one who has fought with the financial challenges of this industry. The history is full of artists like Chris, and one such example is Wesley Snipes. Recall the time when Wesley Snipes received a 3-year prison sentence for neglecting to pay his federal taxes? His followers certainly haven't forgotten.
Thought it was rather strange to be a client and be lumped in with the conspirators, but, stranger things have happened in the world.
In response to the New York Times recent report, which claims that President Donald Trump didn't pay income taxes for a decade before contributing a mere $750 in federal income taxes the year he was elected, numerous individuals on social media are drawing comparisons to Snipes' consequences for evading IRS payments over a 5-year period. Wesley Snipes was sent to prison for taxes, but Trump became president of the United States. $750 Trump taxes Don the Con, one Twitter user wrote. Wesley Snipes, known for his role in Blade, faced conviction on 3 misdemeanor counts for neglecting to file his federal taxes from 1999 to 2004, a period during which he earned approximately $40 million. Despite offering to pay around $842,000 to address his $23.5 million debt, Snipes received a 3-year prison sentence. He entered the McKean Federal Correctional Institution in Pennsylvania on December 9, 2010, and was later moved to a nearby minimum security facility, often referred to as Club Fed, where he stayed until April 2013.
What's new? That goes back to the 1800s, right? Early 19th century. It's been an issue in this country since the beginning. I think it was an issue even for the early colonists.
The narrative unfolds in New York City, 1998, where Wesley Snipes begins to harbor suspicions about his financial advisor, Ken Starr, who wields complete control over his financial affairs. Despite Snipes bringing his concerns to the attention of the New York Manhattan District Attorney's Office, they dismiss his claims and instead accept Starr's account, overlooking Snipes' warnings.
These are the bumps and bruises of life. They build character, and you learn from it as you move on.
In the backdrop of these challenges, Snipes finds himself wrongly accused by a government to which he has paid millions in taxes for alleged tax evasion. He believes that his financial advisor, Ken Starr, is a fraud, a con artist, and a mini Madoff. Despite Snipes' efforts to expose Starr's wrongdoing and protect others from falling victim, the government ignores his warnings, leaving Starr free to exploit and defraud numerous individuals, including elderly wealthy matrons, foundations, and celebrities. The plot thickens as it is revealed that Kenneth Starr had a history of defrauding his clients for decades, with a list of victims including notable figures such as Al Pacino, Natalie Portman, Sylvester Stallone, Uma Thurman, and Joan Stanton. Astonishingly, a decade later, during a jury trial, the government not only called but vouched for Ken Starr, describing him as a competent tax professional who was genuinely trustworthy. This happened even as the government simultaneously accused Wesley Snipes of criminal tax fraud.
Money. Starr's clients have included Hollywood types such as Sylvester Stallone, Uma Thurman, Wesley Snipes, and director Martin Scorsese.
The truth eventually emerged 2 years after Snipes' trial when an investigation uncovered Starr's long history of defrauding clients, leading to corruption indictments against a prominent New York City political figure, Andrew Stein. Despite the government's earlier endorsement of Starr in Snipes' trial, it took no corrective action in Snipes' case, even after discovering that Wesley Snipes had consistently told the truth about Starr. Between 1999 and 2006, actor Wesley Snipes, not an accountant himself, sought independent counsel to address financial concerns, distancing from the corrupt world associated with Starr. The independent counsel raised queries about Snipes' tax status, prompting Snipes to approach the IRS for resolution. Despite requesting an audit and seeking straightforward answers to his questions, the IRS responded with an indictment, accusing him of tax evasion. The charges included tax fraud, tax felonies, conspiracy to defraud through tax evasion, false claims, fraudulent claims, and numerous misdemeanors for allegedly failing to file a tax return, despite Snipes' repeated inquiries about the appropriate form and procedure. Unbeknownst to Snipes, the IRS covertly shredded his documents, correspondence, and questions as part of a classified trash program.
Your performance and your work has to be layered too. You just can't come in and say, "Oh, I'm gonna do Nino with a different outfit and an Argyle." You got to have some
In 2008, during the trial of Wesley Snipes in Ocala, Florida, a town unfamiliar to him, the question arises, why this particular location? Despite other viable options like New York, where Snipes grew up, Orlando, where he once lived, Los Angeles, where he worked, or Washington, D.C., where they claimed he filed documents and sought refunds, Ocala was chosen. When Wesley Snipes raised questions about these issues, the local news media, drawing on his famous role in White Men Can't Jump, further fueled community tensions by inaccurately claiming that Snipes had stated, "Wesley Snipes can't judge." In contrast, the New York Times disclosed that Donald Trump paid just $750 in taxes in both 2016 and 2017. Furthermore, in the 15 years leading up to Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, it was reported that the real estate mogul did not pay taxes for at least 10 of those years, citing significant losses that exceeded his earnings. Despite the Times revelations, Trump rejected the report during a press conference. So why has the IRS not taken action against Trump in all this time? They've certainly taken action against a lot of famous black people like Wesley Snipes and a few others. They're the punishment of people who seem selected, one person tweeted. Some have openly speculated that race may be a significant factor in why Donald Trump has seemingly evaded consequences. Moreover, there was also the news about some actors leaving their cities, and one of them is Sylvester Stallone.
I've like, do you feel like I can never watch Creed 3 kind of thing?
Never.
Yeah.
No. And not that, like, Michael B. Jordan's a nice guy.
So, Stallone's doing the shuffle to Florida, and people are wondering if it's all tied up with some Creed 3 inches drama. Let's take a look at what has potentially happened with Sylvester Stallone. The Creed 3 trailer has sparked curiosity as fans are asking, where's Stallone? Sylvester Stallone, the original character, is noticeably absent, leading to speculation about potential industry challenges or blackballing. Rocky Balboa made his debut in 1976, evolving from an underdog to a legendary character. Nearly 5 decades later, the franchise has transformed into a champion with multiple sequels. Creed the 3, the 9th installment in the Rocky series and the 3rd in the Creed series, was set to release on March 3rd. The story follows Adonis Donnie Creed, Apollo Creed's son, grappling with his past as an old friend turned foe re-emerges after 18 years.
I spent the last 7 years of my life living out my wildest dreams. Bianca, Rock.
The absence of Sylvester Stallone in the 9th installment of the franchise has been public knowledge, but the reasons behind it are complex and shrouded in mystery. Stallone, in an article for Men's Health, disclosed that he won't be involved in future Rocky films as long as Irwin Winkler, a former friend and producer of the original film, remains connected to the projects. Stallone, the hometown hero with a Cinderella story from rags to riches, has been unequivocal in his stance, asserting, "You can't make peace with someone who's been so nefarious, in my opinion." However, the specific details of the rift between the two remain elusive. The origin of the discord dates back to 1976 when Stallone, facing financial challenges, sold the rights to Rocky to Winkler for an amount that now seems insignificant compared to the colossal revenue generated by the 9 Rocky films at the box office and through licensing. Despite Rocky standing as the most successful sports franchise in film history, Stallone does not share in the broader financial success beyond his initial payment for his roles. Having penned the screenplay for Rocky and essentially birthing the lucrative franchise, Stallone feels that Winkler is reaping the rewards all the way to the bank. In this instance, it appears that Stallone may have a valid point.
Kind of like make peace at a certain point?
No,
or
you can't make peace. I mean, let's be realistic here. You can't make peace when someone has been so...
The recently released documentary Sly on Netflix provides viewers with a revealing look into Sylvester Stallone's remarkable underdog journey, catapulting him to become one of the most triumphant and acclaimed stars of the 1980s. While showcasing the inspiring aspects of his rise to fame, the documentary also delves into the personal costs of Stallone's relentless ambition, specifically highlighting the injuries he endured due to performing his own stunt work.
What is healthier? To live under the illusion and still have a little glimmer of hope that you could have been great?
The documentary vividly recounts a harrowing incident during the filming of the 4th installment of the Rocky franchise in 1985. Sylvester Stallone faced a perilous situation nearing death after absorbing a powerful punch from his co-star, Dolph Lundgren, in the intense boxing match between Rocky Balboa and Lundgren's character, Ivan Drago. Stallone reminisces in the documentary stating, "Dolph Lundgren, he pulverized me," and reveals that the impact resulted in a 9-day hospitalization. The severity of the situation prompted an urgent transfer of Stallone from the film's set in Vancouver, British Columbia, to a hospital in Santa Monica, California. So he faced all this from the beginning of his career. And now Jim Carrey is also speaking on leaving the industry.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati.
Jim Carrey's withdrawal from public life since his Hollywood retirement has raised concerns among his friends and fans. Jim Carrey's journey to success was marked by formidable challenges and numerous rejections in his pursuit of a career in the entertainment industry. The hurdles he faced were evident in instances such as his attempt to join Saturday Night Live, SNL, where he encountered immediate rejection. According to Insider, Carrey's audition tape for SNL never even made it to the executive producer, Lorne Michaels. Michaels, in a statement to Vanity Fair, confirmed that he never had the chance to personally review Carrey's audition tape. He explained, "Somebody who was there said, I don't think Lorne would like it, and they were probably wrong, but it doesn't matter. Or maybe they were right. Who knows? No one gets it all right." Thankfully, Carrey became successful nonetheless. He harbored no ill feelings against the show or its makers, and he has hosted SNL 3 times and was also a part of the show's 40th anniversary episode in 2015. In March 2022, the Ace Ventura star disclosed to Access Hollywood that he was probably retiring from acting. Carrey explained, "Well, I'm retiring. Yeah, probably. I'm being fairly serious. It depends. If the angels bring some sort of script that's written in gold ink that says to me that it's going to be really important for people to see, I might continue down the road, but I'm taking a break." He further expressed, "I feel like, and this is something you might never hear another celebrity say as long as time exists, I have enough. I've done enough. I am enough." And his declining health also raised speculations that he might have faced a huge amount of pressure from the elites. Micah Cat Williams, the American stand-up comedian and actor, has always stood out from his peers in his blunt and radical beliefs regarding the mechanics of the entertainment industry. His breakout role as Money Mike in Friday After Next skyrocketed his career to phenomenal heights.
Say that.
Oh, man. Turn them off. What the hell's wrong with it? Come on, Bill, let's go. I don't see nothing here I like. No, you ain't.
In a recent interview with Jamal Finkley on his YouTube channel, Black Tree, Cat finally spilled the beans on this alleged dress-wearing scheme you all might be familiar with. You see, Cat revealed his thoughts on the hot controversy of Kevin Hart wearing the dress in his SNL skit, highlighting that Kevin wasn't alone in this supposed trap, since Eddie Murphy and Jamie Foxx were right beside him to keep him company.
Let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress.
Cat pointed out the irony that the majority of the audience found it quite hilarious to see a black man wearing a dress. According to him, such a reaction would definitely not have been reciprocated by their fair-skinned counterparts.
If that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in it.
But even though Kevin has established his stardom, Cat still cryptically alluded that Kevin Hart must have had his reasons for doing so, and that he respects his choice.
At the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him.
Williams carefully indicated that he has observed many artists facing the same hurdle, again and again in their careers. So considering Williams's observation, it can be suspected that someone above has been discreetly targeting the black icons to dampen their image in the public eye.
Yeah. I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn.
Adding to the revelations, Williams exposed the existence of a secret society named the Illuminati, which faces strong opposition from within the black community. It appears The Guardian has also indirectly backed his claim about the Taboo Society by revealing the society's name and its major members. It is the most elite club in the world. This is the Good Club, the name given to the tiny global elite of billionaire philanthropists. The names of some of the members are familiar figures: Bill Gates, George Soros, Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, David Rockefeller, and Ted Turner. But there are others too, like business giants Eli and Edith Broad, who are equally wealthy but less well known. Moreover, if we talk about young actors, they also face some challenges which were revealed by Leonardo. Leonardo DiCaprio is undoubtedly one of Hollywood's most prominent actors, celebrated for his talent and achievements. While he has garnered immense recognition and is one of the highest earning actors globally, his personal life has become a topic of interest. He has a notable penchant for dating women significantly significantly younger than him, which has raised eyebrows considering his age. At first, some saw it as an odd occurrence, but in recent years, this consistent age gap in his relationships has evolved into a discernible pattern. Numerous individuals have pondered the reasons behind Leonardo DiCaprio's frequent association with dating younger women and the perception of him as a Intriguingly, some sources indicate that his preference for younger partners might be rooted in his own past experiences, where he allegedly found himself the target of older individuals when he was younger.
You talk about, there were times when you'd rather just stay at home than go out because it was just safer to stay at home.
Yeah, I had a ring.
Although there's no official confirmation, there has been speculation that Leonardo DiCaprio could have been one of Brian Peck's victims. Leonardo and Brian collaborated on several occasions when Leonardo was younger. As many are aware, Brian Peck was exposed and convicted of SA, a young actor he was coaching at his home. Back then, this issue wasn't publicized, and the actor's identity was never disclosed, being referred to as John Doe, in line with standard practice in such cases. However, Gabe Hoffman, executive producer of an explosive documentary, once said, "There's an iceberg of child SA in Hollywood, and you're starting to see it come to the surface." As we observe the situation, it's important to note that there has been no official confirmation regarding whether Leonardo DiCaprio was the young actor who experienced A by Brian Peck, or if he was indeed a victim. However, this belief seems to be widely held among fans. Some speculate that this might shed light on why he often opts to date younger women. There's a suggestion that he could have developed a fixation as a result of a traumatic experience, which might make it challenging for him to pursue relationships with significantly older individuals. One person tweeted, "Leonardo DiCaprio was SA by Hollywood weirdos. The fact he doesn't talk about it is what maintains his King of Hollywood status. It's also what prevents him from being able to have a long-term relationship and a family." Oops. So all these stories tell a story in themselves about how at the peak of their careers, they really endured some heartbreaking challenges. And even after facing all they get from the industry is humiliation. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.